Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. And in this video, we're going to have a look at what we discussed in the live the other day. So in the live the other day, the question was put to me about how to handle our triggers in an environment that we are living in and there's no kind of room for escape. And I wanted to do a video about this because, especially when it comes to the holidays, we may be in environments more than we would be when we are visiting friends and family and we're in conversations that maybe feel a little more uncomfortable because we're healing ourselves, or we are affirming for a different outcome, or we're creating manifestations in a different way. And sometimes things can be opinionated. We can have questions put to us that we don't feel comfortable talking about, even though it's just a maybe common question for a family or a friend to ask. So in these moments is to understand that if we actually feel a little bit triggered, is all it really is that we are something is brushing up against our old wound. And you'll know from a physical perspective, when we have a wound on anywhere on our body and we are allowing it to heal, when it is not fully healed, it may actually sting a little bit if we brush up against it, but then the pain will be gone after that little instant. And it's the same with our triggers as well too. We are healing, we are overcoming any old limiting beliefs. And when we feel a little bit triggered, it's okay, because all it is just a little bit of a brush up against this wound. Now, when we are feeling triggered, we nurture ourselves in that moment. And how we would nurture ourselves is to check in with our self-regulation, our nervous system. And in those moments when maybe it feels that we have to give an answer right away, we can still take a second or two to actually gather our thoughts, and we can respond in kind with, maybe I don't feel like talking about this at the moment, or with a different kind of direction in the conversation that is going to benefit you in the best way. When we are in situations that are feeling triggered, it is important to kind of ground ourselves. And so for me anyway, I know that it's very, very important to take the energy back into yourself. And it doesn't take that long, just a few minutes, even if you just go to the bathroom, if that's the only place that you have for a bit of privacy, to come into yourself for about 5 or 10 minutes, to kind of put that kind of shield up within your heart again in a way that you are connected to yourself. It's okay to have a safe place inside your heart where nobody else touches. It's okay to have that place for yourself. And I know that when we look to healing inner child wounds and things like that, that is what that is. It's coming into yourself and it's coming into your safe place, understanding that you are always safe, and that this place inside of you is your safe place, and you are allowed to have this little safe place where nobody else enters. And it's to come back into that little moment within yourself. 5 or 10 minutes is all it takes to come in and breathe, do a little bit of breathing, and to say to yourself, everything is okay. I am going forward. I'm not going backwards. I am healing right now. I am going through the tunnel, you could say. I am allowing this to be here because I know that I am healing. The reason you know you are healing is because you wouldn't even be aware of the trigger if you were not aware of the wound. So for instance, if we are not aware that we have a wound on our body, we're never going to be aware of the actual brushing up against it. We're not going to be aware of where it is, for example. We may maybe feel a pain, but because we're not aware of where the pain is coming from, we won't be able to respond to the pain in the right part of our body and treat it in the right way, because we will not understand where the pain is coming from. So this will cause us to go into the fight or flight mode, where our nervous system is off balance. And that's when we actually cause ourselves to respond in the wrong way, react, have anger, have outbursts, all these type of things, maybe panic attacks, anxiety, all of this type of thing, because we're not understanding where the pain is actually coming from. But when we have an understanding that it's just old wounds, it's just old limiting beliefs that are coming up, and we know that we have created this little safe space within ourselves, we can take a few moments, we can respond in kind and excuse ourselves, go to the bathroom, and have those little few moments if we are in an environment that is very triggering, or if we are listening to comments, or if we're listening to opinions that is triggering for us in that moment. We always have a safe place within us to retreat back to, I suppose you could say. So from my own perspective and from my own experience, understand that it's okay to create this safe space within you, and that it is okay to retreat back to it. Give yourself a few minutes by going to the bathroom and talking yourself up again and coming into your peace. Create this strength within yourself. When you create this strength within yourself, it's not that it's a shield putting up a wall. All it is just having this little place for yourself that only you and, God, universe, or whatever you call enters to soothe you and to nurture you through everything that is going on in your reality, and understand that you're bigger than everything that is going on, that everything that is said to you in a negative way, anything that is perceived as negative is not really negative. It's only our perception of how we are perceiving it, how we are seeing it, and what we believe about ourselves, what we believe to be true about ourselves, and what we can create in the world. And from my own opinion, you can create anything you want, and all you have to do is come into that self-belief within yourself. And self-belief is not that you are positive all the time. Self-belief and strong conviction within yourself is when you can take those few minutes and you can connect to yourself and know that you're going to be okay no matter what is going on, that you trust yourself and that you trust your decisions, and that you trust that even if you feel triggered in this moment, it's benefiting you in some way. And even if you have negative comment or negative emotions and negative feelings and negative thoughts, it's okay. It's all right. You're going to be okay, and you're not going backwards. You're going forward. So that really is all what the self-belief is. It doesn't mean that we don't doubt. It doesn't mean that we don't get negative thoughts from time to time. It just means that we rebalance ourselves. We come back into equilibrium and we talk ourselves up in a way that we are being more positive about how we are responding and perceiving to our reality. So I just thought I'd do a video on that. Remember, everything is always working out for you. And I know that sometimes when we get into circumstances that it can seem like it is impossible, but I promise that once you understand how great you are, how amazing that you hold this great power within you, that you'll just find more peace within yourself, that you'll know that it's all going to be okay, and that everything is actually benefiting you in some way. So if you have any questions, you can comment down below, and I will chat to you soon.